Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's videos, we're going to talk about Swift Driving Academy. Before arriving, make sure you want to get your CDL and your medical card. For your CDL, make sure you pass your general knowledge, combination, and air brakes test, and then you would obtain your CDL permit. After you obtain your CDL permit, go ahead and get your medical card. Once you get your medical card, you're ready to apply for any Swift Driving Academy schools online. Once you finish that applying, you're going to go ahead and contact one of the Swift recruiters. The Swift recruiters are going to be one of your guides getting to the Swift Academy. They have a few locations. There's one in Arizona, Columbus, Ohio, Richmond, Virginia, and that's just to name a few. Once you get located into one of those driving academies, you're going to go ahead and you're either going to fly in or you're going to drive to that academy. In my situation, I had to fly into Columbus, Ohio, and I got Uber to my hotel. In your situation, it might be different. If you do end up driving, just make sure to keep all your receipts. And in that case, once you get hired, Swift Transportation will reimburse you. And so just very important to keep all your receipts. But basically, I'm going to be talking about what to expect your week 1 and day 1. So as soon as you get there, you're probably going to be waking up at around 5 a.m. to get there at 6:30 a.m. Your first thing you're going to do in the few hours that you're there, you're basically going to go and do a drug screening, which is urine test and hair follicle test. You're going to do those 2 tests at any clinic. They're going to shuttle you from the driving academy to the clinic where you're going to do those 2 tests. And then those 2 tests is mainly going to take about an hour or so, depending on how many classmates you have. But for me, in my experience, we had about 6 or 5 people and took about an hour and a half, not very long. After you finish that, and you leave the clinic, you're going to get shuttled back to the academy. Once you get back to the academy, you're basically going to be introduced to what Swift has to offer and the programs they have. One of the things that Swift does provide is free tuition at cost for any firemen, police officers, doctors, nurse. If your father or mother or anybody that you have is in your family, your tuition could be free at cost. So that's just one of the programs and things that Swift provides. Also, for the last thing that you guys are going to be doing for day 1 is paper logs. Paper logs is basically a form of tracking your driving time, off time, and sleep and birth time. So basically, you have an EOD. The EOD tracks those on a computer. But paper logs are basically anything that's something manually, just in case in a situation where your EOD does unfunction, you have paper logs. And in these paper logs, you want to be very specific and very accurate to what you're doing with your paper logs, just in case you get pulled over by a DOT officer, and that DOT officer knows exactly what time you went to sleep, what time you drove, what time you're taking your breaks and doing your pre-trip inspection. So this is one of the very important things that you guys want to pay attention to while you're there in your day 1. But other than that, pretty much what I just spoke about is basically just a summary of what you're going to do in your day 1 at Swift Driving Academy. So if you guys have any questions, just leave it down below in the comments. I'll answer it as best as possible. And just like and subscribe. Thank you guys.